Time heals all wounds, or so they say. But some scars, they linger. They're etched deep. More than skin, more than flesh. They tell stories of battles fought and prices paid. Look closer, and you'll see the cost of being Gotham's protector. A jagged line on his side where Penguin's blade found its mark. Cornered, outnumbered, vulnerable, the moment his enemies thought they'd broken him. They didn't. A shattered spine, a broken back, the handiwork of Bane, a force of nature who thought he could snap not just bone but the spirit of the bat. He couldn't. The seared flesh on his side, a cruel reminder of Joker's glee. A twisted dance in the flames of chaos, where laughter cuts deeper than the heat of hot metal. And then the claw marks across his chest, a moment of betrayal, of passion turned pain. Catwoman's claws may have scored his skin, but it's the wounds unseen, the ones left on the heart, that cut the deepest.
Bruce?
We're back, and we ask that you remove any young viewer from the room as we bring you this disturbing report. The last members of the dwindling Moxon crime family were executed at Lou's restaurant in downtown Gotham tonight. An eyewitness identified the killer as the Joker, seemingly continuing his war of chaos against so-called organized crime. A war the Joker began when he appeared in Gotham decades ago. The Moxon family gained notoriety when they were accused of orchestrating the murders of Thomas and Martha Wayne. They were exonerated after a petty thief named Joe Chill confessed to acting alone. Chill is serving out a life sentence in Blackgate Penitentiary.
The Bat isn't the only one marked by Gotham's darkness. Barbara Gordon, too, carries the weight of its scars. She stands alone, the steam rising around her, a soft, rhythmic hiss against the silence. The water pours over her, a cleansing ritual that cannot wash away the memory of that night. She reaches out, fingers trembling, brushing her skin where the bullet once tore through her. The scar, a jagged, unspoken history of pain, of suffering, of a life altered by madness. Her breath catches, as though the wound is still fresh, the sting still raw. For in this moment, in the quiet solitude of the shower, Barbara Gordon is reminded of how far she's fallen and how far she's risen. Not just as Batgirl, not just as Oracle, but as a woman who has lived through nightmares and emerged from them, carrying with her the weight of each scar. It's not only the Bat who bears the mark of Gotham's darkness. She does. Jason, haunted by the brutal past with the Joker, is driven by a deep need to regain control over his own story, one that was violently interrupted when the Joker tortured and killed him, leaving a psychological scar that won't heal. When he confronts the thugs working for the Joker, it's not just about cleaning up Gotham, it's about asserting his power and reclaiming his identity. Beneath every punch and every calculated move lies a deeper struggle. Jason's actions are driven by a complex mix of rage, guilt, and a desperate desire to reclaim control over the inner demons that haunt him. Amid the wreckage, Bullock's voice cuts through the tension.
What the hell is going on here, Jimbo? Ain't no way the Joker could have took out the Moxon family, killed that comic in Somerset, and poisoned these poor bastards here at the exact same time.
Gordon, calm but stern, responds without hesitation.
He's obviously working with two imposters.
The chilling revelation hangs heavy. the mystery deepens, and Gotham's nightmare grows darker. The detectives stand around the crime scene, tensions running high. Gordon calmly suggests the Joker has always targeted the Moxons, backing it up with an eyewitness account. Another detective, skeptical, dismisses the eyewitness and argues that the grotesque crime feels like something only their Joker would do. Bullock, with a smirk, bets they're wrong, insisting the real Joker was at Ace Chemicals, leaving clues tied to his origin. The debate continues, but the true Joker remains as mysterious as ever. James Gordon stands alone, his face marked with worry as he processes the chaos unfolding around him. Troubled by the mounting evidence, Gordon mutters to himself, 3 crime scenes, 3 Jokers. What's it all mean? His voice barely breaks the silence before a shadow looms behind him. He turns, assuming it's Batman, his voice filled with uncertainty.
Batman?
The question hangs in the air, and just then the dark figure steps into the light. It's him. Bullock, leaning casually in the background, smirks and adds his own take on the situation. Bullock informs the Bat on which of the crimes he believes was done by the real Joker, whether it was the Moxons, the Fat Man, or the latest victims. Batman steps closer to the bodies, his sharp eyes scanning every detail. The air is thick with the acrid scent of chemicals as he begins his grim analysis. Batman examines the victims, his mind piecing together the horrifying clues. The chemical that bleached their skin has also burned off their fingerprints, erasing any chance of identification. As he studies their faces, he notices something even more unsettling. Nerve damage has twisted their jaws into grotesque smiles, making dental identification nearly impossible. Each detail mirrors the Joker's own transformation. Like him, these victims are left without names, without identities, a chilling signature of Gotham's greatest menace.
This is where he fell, isn't it?
As Batman studies the bodies, Batgirl arrives with her own findings, her voice cutting through the tension.
Half of the security cameras were down, but the Joker deliberately looked into the ones that were working.
Bullock, startled by the boldness of the act, chimes in with disbelief.
This freak wanted to be seen on tape?
Batgirl explains that the Joker, or the 3 Jokers, deliberately left clues, from the live-streamed killing to the lone eyewitness at the Moxon murders, to ensure they were noticed. She steps closer to Batman, her tone shifting to urgency. Batgirl points out the troubling evidence. A suspicious empty barrel and a missing tanker truck that could be anywhere in Gotham. Gordon, ever practical, promises to mobilize his team to find the truck, but his voice carries the same lingering question. If the real Joker was here, who were the others? Batman, steady but guarded, delivers his response.
We don't know yet.
Batgirl continues her investigation. She asks about Ace Chemicals' storage logs. But Bullock, with a hint of exasperation, dismisses the idea, pointing out that paperwork isn't exactly Ace's strong suit. Batman, examining the drained vat, concludes that the victims were likely killed in it, the chemical mixture resembling the one that created the Joker.
What?
My God.
I'll escort them to the hospital.
We'll meet you there. Batgirl, do you need a ride?
I've got one, thanks.